This is a brief presentation of Apps and Young Users, Warnings and Safeguards by Celly DeMarco. If you scan the QR code, you'll be taken to a document with a list of references and links used in this presentation. To begin, some numbers to consider. A Gallup survey of U.S. teens report that 90% believe cyber harassment is a problem. Cyberbullying leads to almost twice the likelihood of the victim attempting suicide. 80% say that others cyberbully because they think it is funny. 37% of bullying victims develop social anxiety. 59% of teenagers have experienced bullying or harassment online. Financial extortion increased 1,000% from July of 2020 to January of 2022. In that time, there were 21 suicides. The future of AI includes deep fake images that can be used in financial sextortion. In regards to young children, 60% of 8 to 11-year-olds use social media. 33% of parents surveyed said that their 5 to 7-year-olds had a social media presence, and 62% of 8 to 17-year-olds had a profile that friends and family didn't see. The objective of today's meeting is that you'll be able to recognize 3 risky apps, understand how to get help from authorities, and use tools for online safety and parental monitoring. This QR code here will take you to that same document. It's just in case if you decided that you might want to access it. The agenda for today is to first look at a few dangerous, lesser-known apps. Second is to look at the support and information provided by the FBI and South Carolina Attorney General. 3, warnings and safeguards. And 4, tools for parental monitoring and content blocking. The first app we're going to look at is NGL Ask Me Anything. NGL stands for Not Gonna Lie. Some of the prompts in the NGL app include send me a never have I ever. Maybe describe me in 3 words. Send me your confessions. Having teens reveal this kind of information is definitely a danger that we do not want to have happening. In addition to that is that the data collected includes a device or other IDs, their approximate location, and in-app messages. In an article titled "In a First, Federal Regulators Ban Messaging App from Hosting Minors" that was published on July 9th of 2024, it stated that 200 plus million users within 1 year of the 21 launch for the NGL app. There's a federal ban due to the cyberbullying. As of 9/10, this app is still being tagged as for teens. The app would claim to reveal identities of those that sent the anonymous messages for a fee, but that was fake. The lawsuit is currently set at $5 million. Carson, who is 16, committed suicide. His last search on his phone was to figure out how can I identify the anonymous bullies. In a second article titled "Anonymous Messaging Apps Can Harm Children, Here's How Feds and LA Prosecutors Stopped NGL," was published on August 27th of 2024. Parents should try out the app first and read reviews as one of the recommendations in the article. The company falsely claimed AI content moderation. Some of the fake messages that were being sent to teens were, "Are you straight?" or "I know what you did." They were tricked into paying a fee to figure out who was sending these anonymous messages, but then didn't find out. It only gave hints, like location. Roblox is the second app. This is a platform for creating and playing games. Data shared on this app includes voice sound recordings, user IDs, device ID, purchase history, and approximate location. Data collected is app interactions, name, email, phone number, app performance, in-app messages, 70.2 million daily users, and it's used for communication and across many devices. And again, just that same QR code. Let's look at a few articles here. The first one is Roblox Safe for Kids. Here's what the experts have to say. It was published on April 29th of 2024. In this article, it talked about online harassment, predators, that if your app is set to the 13 plus, you can participate in voice chat, which would, of course, be very hard to monitor. That some of the games are actually sexually suggestive or include violence. There's graphic images, inappropriate language, and oftentimes they will make the game look safe at first to draw in the users, and then it will expose some graphic images, inappropriate language, or content that you probably don't want your children to see. There are some parental controls that you can set in the app. Another article is Roblox's gaming platform has a predator problem. This was in July of 23. July 23rd of 2024. This included a user named Rofatnik that posed as a teenage person and coerced some younger children, including a 12-year-old girl who worked for him, where he would pay her out in the money that was in the system, and sent her messages about kidnapping and raping her. It was very inappropriate, hypersexualized conversations with her. A 15-year-old went missing, exchanged hundreds of sexualized messages with Rofatnik on social media, and he would do things like send her gifts like teddy bears, art supplies, some takeout food. And 25 plus people have been arrested for abducting or abusing victims that they met on Roblox since 2018. That's according to Bloomberg Businessweek's data. The third app we're going to look at is called Discord. It is to talk, play, hang out. Data shares, device ID. You can see numerous things that are collected as far as data. There's about 150 million active users. 70% of the users are gamers. In one article, there was a youth minister that was charged with enticement of a minor, child porn distribution. This was in Texas with a 14-year-old girl that he thought he was talking to, but it was actually undercover police. And another article is Discord Safe, How to Avoid Hackers, Spam, and Scams in 2024. This was about the accounts being stolen, used for spam, and then personal information stolen, and also contained adult content. One thing we're going to look at here is the FBI. You can see just in this quick search that I did that there are 3 articles that have been recently published about the Discord app. So I just wanted to highlight just one app that showed some references on how we can see these on the FBI website. If we look at the South Carolina Attorney General website, we can see that Alan Wilson is our Attorney General. And some links I would like to point out is the news link that I have highlighted there across the top, and then next, the internet crimes against children. In the news articles, I found that these, just within the last month, I did a search and found that the sexual exploitation of a minor, there were 15 arrests in just the last month in the state of South Carolina with 75 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. This Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force has lots of different links that are very good. Across the top line, you can see which one I have highlighted as the parents, but on either side, we also have the Educators and Kids Guide to Internet Safety. And then down that second line, we have online platforms will direct you to social media. You could also request a presentation depending on your location and reason why you might want them to come present. Another thing we have is the cyber tip line. And included in that is where you can report an incident if you would like to report child sexual exploitation. And one more time, it's just that same QR code. And finally, warnings and safeguards. Some things that we have going on here. You're exposing your personal information, data sharing, there's cyberbullying happening, harassment. It's affecting people's mental health. We have scams, hackers, predators. What we really need to do is understand the app features and privacy settings, need to have open communication with our children, encourage strong passwords and even 2-factor authentication, be cautious of what we are sharing, not only data, but also what kind of posts are we putting? Are we okay with those being out there? And what kind of photos? We need some mental health awareness, being aware of new risks and trends, and make sure that we do report abuse. As far as future safeguards, we have some articles that state that we need to start holding tech companies more responsible. While the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act does prevent data collection for those under 13, it is suggested that maybe they should also consider the 13 to 18 age range. Possibly have kid-friendly versions of sites, and that companies need to have transparency and safety. We also need policies regulating the use. We need to consider body positivity, including eating disorders. We need age verification, interventions from trained facilitators, suicide prevention efforts, and we can even start to maybe use AI to detect mental health patterns to get kids help before it's really a huge issue. So at that right time frame. Some tools, I was trying to pick just one, but I honestly couldn't just pick one. So I have the two best that I could find. So the next I'm going to show you actually monitor this exact same thing down the left-hand side. However, this one is Bark, and it focuses more on a comprehensive content analysis and mental health monitoring. So we can look for online predators, violence, cyberbullying, inappropriate content, and mental health concerns. If you prefer more control over the app itself, I would recommend this app here is called Questito, and it so it has the exact same things down the left of the monitoring, robust web filtering and device management, specific app usage and insights. And if you notice, both of them cost about the same. And that is our QR code. Again, just in case if here at the end of the presentation, you decided that you wanted to go ahead and access those documents. And again, all these references and credits are with that QR code. Thank you so much for your time.